Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Minnesota Twins playoff preview. This is the ALDS versus the Houston Astros in the biggest series of the season. Of course, it's the biggest series for everybody because it's the playoffs, but this is the Twins' best season that they have had, obviously, in the playoff realm of things in 21 years. It has been a long time since the Twins have reached the ALDS. They are coming in hot, but this is also a very different Astros team than the team that they played at the beginning of the year, the team that they were at the beginning of the year. The Astros are also a very good team now, and this is going to be a fun playoff series. So I'm going to give you my thoughts, predictions, and reasons why I think the Twins can win this series. I'm a Twins fan. I'm going to root for the Twins here. It's going to be a little biased, but this is going to be a very fun series. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you agree with me, if you think the Twins are going to win, let me know in the comments below. But let's get right into this series. This is going to be a big series for two reasons. One is going to be the pitching matchup, and the other is going to be hitting. I mean, those are the basic two fundamentals of baseball, but the Twins, I think, have the edge in pitching, and if they can get timely hits, they are not the best offensive team. I'll be straight up about that, but if they can get timely hits, they can figure out how to get the job done, like they did in the Wild Card Series. It's basically going to have to be a repeat of the Wild Card Series, but maybe just please hit a little bit better. So let's talk about the first game, which I think is the most important, and it's because Verlander's on the mound, all right? This video, the rest of this video, is going to be about beating him, okay? He is the pinnacle of the Astros. He has done so well against the Twins as an Astro. He has done so well in the postseason, specifically with the Astros. He is going to be the reason the Twins win or lose this series. And the factors that I think that have to happen are you have to beat Justin Verlander in one of the two games that he will pitch. Likely, if you get to Game 5. Right, he is pitching Game 1. He will either pitch Game 4 or Game 5, depending on the outlook, I'm sure, and the days off and everything. So, you have to win one. Of course, if you can win Game 1, you are cruising. You have got the biggest win in this divisional round, I think, because he is the best pitcher in this round, and you have to beat him once. If you win the first game, you could go for the sweep. You clinch in Minnesota. Again, everything looks better if you win Game 1, right? But if you don't win Game 1, you got to win the second game, which is either going to, again, be Game 4 or Game 5. And obviously, Game 5 would be to move on to the ALCS. The problem is they're both in Houston. And let's go over Justin Verlander's numbers in the postseason. In 35 postseason appearances, he is 16-11 with a 3.6 ERA. And against the Twins, in 40 career starts, he is 22-10 with a 2.6 ERA, or 2.76 ERA, excuse me. You know he's going to be good. You know he's going to be dominant. The Twins have never really had a lot of luck against him. I know in, 2019, I think, A-Ray Andrianza hit a home run off of Justin Verlander, and the Twins won that game 1-0. That was in the regular season, but that was, I believe, I'm not joking you, the last time that I can remember, the Twins beating the Astros with Justin Verlander on the mound. So it's going to be tough. But I think this team can do it, okay? And we'll get into the hitting part of things, but on the other side of the ball, the pitching matchup, I think it does favor the Twins long term. Sonny Gray, Pablo Lopez, and Bailey Ober are going to be your top three pitchers in this series. Obviously, if you win Game 1, you've got Pablo, our ace, and you've got Sonny Gray, who both of those guys, Lopez and Gray, could be Cy Young candidates. They're not going to win it, but they could get votes. So both of them are very good, and if you beat Verlander with Ober, who is not a bad pitcher by any means, maybe you're taking the Diamondbacks approach where you throw out a worser pitcher in Game 1, see if your offense can come alive, you seal it, right? And then they stole Game 2 as well with Gallen on the mound. Like, that is the strategy here, I believe. And I don't think it's a bad strategy, because let's start with Sonny Gray. In the games earlier this season, in the regular season, the Twins won the series. But in the two games that Sonny Gray pitched, it was the first game of the series on Friday, April 7th. The Twins ended up winning that game on a walk-off. Or no, they lost that game. Excuse me. Did they lose that game? No, they won that game on a walk-off. That's right. They won that game on a walk-off, and Sonny Gray was the winning pitcher. In the second game that Sonny Gray pitched against the Astros, which was way at the end of May, they also ended up winning that game. Sonny Gray did no decision in both of those games, but they won that game in extra innings as well, 7-5. So that's already looking good. Sonny Gray to pitch against the Astros. The second point is that Ober and Pablo Lopez have not pitched against the Astros this year, and obviously Pablo Lopez is our ace. They put him out there in Game 1 for a reason. They probably could have saved him for Game 3 if they wanted to play Joe Ryan, but they're going to save him. So they're putting our best out there right away. And they haven't seen him. The Astros have not seen him. So he's going to be good. He's going to have that sort of advantage that they haven't seen him this season. And the same goes for Bailey Ober. Bailey Ober is not Sonny Gray, and he's not Pablo Lopez, but the Astros have not seen him yet this year. And that is a significant advantage for the Twins on the pitching side of things. Of course, if you can steal Game 1, that sets you up really well. And if you don't, you look to Joe Ryan in Game 4, who won the first time he pitched against them on April 8th. They won 9-6, and in the second time around, they did get the loss. It was 5-1, but of course, you can't blame that all on the pitcher. When you only score one run, you're not going to win a lot of games. So, really good advantage for the Twins. Is it perfect? No, it's not, because you're still heavily relying on your bats to come alive. The Twins pitching is not the problem, but you have to rely on your bats to come alive, and that is why I think this is a difference maker this year than it has been in the past. The Twins, if you get a look to this season's series, in the first set of games when they played at home, they won 3-2, okay? Offense didn't come alive there, but the pitching was good. Then they scored 9 runs, and then they lost 5-1, okay? But that's still pretty good. In the second time around, they scored 7 runs, 1 run, and 8 runs. That's pretty good. I can't do math very well, but that's a pretty good run average against the Astros. Again, Verlander was not pitching. Valdez was, so we will get to see Valdez in Game 2, but they also had different pitchers as well. So it's a different time. I've said that a few times, but it's a different series than it was earlier this year. However, you're still putting up runs against a solid Astros team. The second thing is that I want to look at, when you look at the Twins in 2020, when they played the Astros and they got beat, this was the guys they put out there in their lineup, okay? Luis Arraez, Byron Buxton, Jake Cave, Nelson Cruz, Marwin Gonzalez, Ryan Jeffers, Max Kepler, Kirilloff, so those 3 guys, I guess, are still with us, Polanco, Eddie Rosario, and Miguel Sano. That was the lineup that the Twins had out there in 2020. Now, let me tell you again what their numbers were. You had a batting average of 0 for Luis Arraez, 0 for 6. Then you had Byron Buxton with 1 hit. You had Nelson Cruz, who actually had 2 hits on 6 at-bats. Marwin Gonzalez, 1 hit and 5 at-bats. Kirilloff, 1 hit and 4 at-bats. That was his first ever hit, by the way. So maybe he's got their number. Polanco, 1 for 7. And Sano, 1 for 7. Rosario, 0 for 7. That is a lot of guys who, 1, are not on our team anymore, but 2 that sucked, okay? You can't be that bad. But here's the difference maker. The Twins have a different offense. Obviously, it's been 3 years, but the guys who are still there have grown significantly. I mean, you're looking at Jeffers, who has been solid throughout the month of September at least. Max Kepler has been good as of late. Kirilloff, injury at the beginning of the year. I would say he's probably the worst of those 3, but has still had some big-time moments as of late, this whole team coming together. Polanco, 1 for 7. He's been incredibly a different player. And then you don't have the liability of Sano, Rosario, or Buxton anymore. So I think you replace those guys, right, with the guys like Taylor, right, who have been really good defensively, has been a big boost for Byron Buxton. Obviously, Royce Lewis, and then the biggest piece, the addition of Carlos Correa. Carlos Correa in the playoff series against the Twins, because he was with the Astros at this time, went 3 for 6 with 2 runs and a home run, batted .500. All right? He knows how the Astros pitch. There's no cheating this time around, and he is on our side. I think this significantly could be a factor. And also, you look at Michael Brantley, who went 2 for 7 in that series with 2 RBI. He's no longer a big part, or he doesn't even play there anymore, does he? I don't even remember. He's not who he was anyway, if he's still there. Gurriel, not there anymore. You've got any other big names who went... Kyle Tucker went 3 for 8. Okay, you got to stop him. But Bregman 1 for 7 and Altuve 0 for 7. Like, you keep that going. They are not the same as what they used to be, but they've had hot months. I get that, but you do that to Altuve and Bregman, the 2 biggest threats. I think Kyle Tucker is manageable, and then you keep Alvarez from hitting a home run. You're good. It's easier said than done, of course, but the biggest factor is going to be Carlos Correa, who was essential to that team, now playing on our side of things. He knows how to pitch to Altuve. He saw him work there for however long. I think it only benefits the Twins, right? And then you get the timely hits, like I said before, beginning of this video, the timely hits of a Royce Lewis home run. Not that you can rely on that, but a Royce Lewis home run, a Taylor single, a Carlos Correa great defensive play. Maybe he gets another hit or two, a clutch hit. That is the difference in this series. Like I said, you beat Justin Verlander in Game 1, smooth sailing from there, but if not, you throw together some timely hits, and I think you can get the job done. I'm going to go ahead and say that Twins go in 4. I think they lose today. I'm not going to lie. They lose to Verlander in this one, but hopefully you don't have to get to Verlander. They keep him for Game 5. I'm not sure, but I say the Twins in 4. That's my goal. But yeah, if you could steal one today, that would be even better. That's all I think I got for you. Hopefully this gave you some clear of mind. The Twins pitching has been great. They just need to stay good and give the offense a little bit more breathing room. Get an insurance run or two. So that's what I got for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the post-game show. Peace.